Yes, yes.
We back. Got some special guests. We got Jay Shetty, his wife Rodney. It's amazing. It's lit.
You know what I'm saying? We keeping it plant-based on this episode. Keeping it on the plant-based wave.
I hope Joe, our homie Jota,
Peace, peace.
OG, plant-based gang. The Federal District, Mexico City, peace, peace.
Yes, CDMX.
I see a lot of chefs in here.
How's everybody doing? Can we get some flags?
Jay and Rahadi.
Can we get some flags?
Rahadi.
Man, we inside. We inside in the robes.
Jay Shetty and Rahadi. It might be my grandmother. Miss Jones.
Yeah, you should have robes on at home. Absolutely.
Keep cozy.
Gotta get it as cozy as possible.
Oh, Jay's in the building.
All right.
Let's get the year in the building.
See you, Jay. We connecting. We connecting.
Hey guys.
Yes.
What's going on?
Peace and love.
We didn't get the memo about being right. Take my frames off.
We gotta stay cozy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't get the memo, guys.
I know. We gotta blame Courtney for that.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been cool. I wish. Do we have robes?
It's not too late. It's not too late.
I know. Why don't we have robes?
I look really comfy.
How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Can everybody hear us all right?
We can hear you just fine, man. We can hear you really loud and clear. This is great. I'm glad we're doing this.
Yes. Thank you so much, and just thank you for everything you've been doing with the community. We know you've been doing a lot of meditations every day, 9:30 Pacific time.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I can't cook for the body, so I try and cook for the mind. That's my excuse.
It's all about balance. So you guys are a perfect match then, right?
Yeah, for sure. Running all
Oh, we got the prep ready. It's all about knowing our strengths, right?
Exactly.
He's cooked for me once in his life.
We've been together for 7 years. I've cooked for her once.
What was the dish?
Go on.
He made a stuffed pepper.
And
He made
how
a
happy
Christmas
for you
stuffed
that
pepper. It was pretty good, actually.
Well, he hasn't cooked since then, so I can imagine how it went.
It was actually like 2 months ago. It was on Valentine's Day. That's why I cooked.
Hey, all right. Pull out the stops, man. It's
I'm
never
not
too
a pro
late. It's
like
never
you
too
guys.
late.
I'm not a pro like you guys.
Well, I'm not a pro either. I'm just like good at. They say I wash dishes. I haven't done that in a while either.
I think John and you are similar. You guys are just good at eating.
I have a excellent, I have a really good talent at picking items off a menu and Uber Eats and stuff like that.
Yeah, I consider myself a good food critic. I'm a food person, you know? So I can give good feedback.
Well, that's
But
good.
yeah, right.
Okay, so should I tell you guys what we're making today?
Yes, please.
Okay, so it's a bit gloomy here today, and so I'm making something called khichdi, which is an Ayurvedic dish. It's like the queen of dishes for Ayurveda. Ayurveda is an ancient Indian health science, and it's all about food being able to heal your body. And so it has lots and lots of Indian spices in it. It's got lentils, rice, and quinoa that I've soaked before, and then lots of veggies. And so it's like a one-pot meal that you can just, it's like a warm hug for your belly. That's how I always describe khichdi.
Lovely. I'm actually sipping on a warm hug for your belly right now. I got a little turmeric with the ginger, carrot, orange, and some citrus, little pineapple in here as well.
Oh, nice.
So I'm trying to get on.
3 of those ingredients are going in here as well. We've got carrots, zucchini, turmeric, cumin. We're going to use lots of different spices. Ginger. The spices.
So I had a friend that was doing like a. Ooh, I like that's a nice setup.
I need my spices like.
That's a nice setup. So it's no onion and garlic.
No, we don't use onion and garlic. In Ayurveda, it's recommended that although onion and garlic has a lot of benefits, for your health, it's actually used in smaller quantities because it's so potent, and it can actually, in large quantities, cause inflammation in the body. Mm-hmm. And so it's recommended that you can use it for medicinal reasons, but we don't use it for daily cooking.
See, knowledge. You drop.
Yeah, what she said.
You dropping gems. So how many
Let's do
meals?
this.
You start cooking.
I'll
I'm
start,
going
you
to talk
talk.
to you guys while she starts cooking.
All right.
Yeah, sorry, what were you saying, guys?
I was saying, like, how many meals have y'all been making on the regular while in quarantine?
So I'm so lucky to have her because she cooks 2 meals a day, like breakfast. Actually, even 3.
Yeah.
She makes me. She's amazing. Like I eat really well. I'm really lucky. So yeah, she's been making at least 2 hot meals a day. So we've been eating really well. Yeah, I think I think keeping our immunity strong, feeling healthy, and now that we're all indoors, like food's probably one of the only things that we can really be happy for as well. So I think it's
Jay,
important.
they're saying that it's an echo coming from your side.
Is it from my side?
I don't know. And maybe turn your volume down a little bit. Maybe
I'll turn my volume down.
All right.
Yeah, does that help?
All right. Is that better, y'all? Give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
Is it there?
It must be the volume on both sides because maybe your volume is louder too, so you can hear me back.
Is that better? Give us a thumbs up if that's okay. But
Voice isn't clear. Maybe we start over.
all right, we're getting
thumbs up.
thumbs up now. Like someone saying,
It's good now?
Mixed reviews. Renell said we good.
Renell and Nakai said we good, so we good.
All right, so
right.
boom. Let's just get back to it. They said not on Jay's side.
All right, say something again.
I can say something. Hello, how's that?
You're coming through good for us.
Yeah, I can hear you guys just fine as well.
All right,
we're getting more thumbs up than thumbs down.
Yeah,
so
let's rock and roll.
let's keep rolling.
So I've just put, just so everybody knows, I've just put the rice, lentil, and quinoa mix to cook in the pressure cooker. You can do it in a normal pot, but because we need to be a little bit faster for this, I put it in the pressure cooker. I soaked them overnight because it's meant to be better for your digestion with the lentils to digest them easier. And also to remove any of the toxins that have, there's like an outer shell, which is a lot harder, which it makes it difficult for your tummy to digest them. So they have just gone into the pressure cooker, and then we're going to saute all the spices, and we're going to put the veggies into there in about 5 minutes to cook all together, and then add the spices in.
So how long have you been cooking? Your knowledge
really
in studying like food and studying food as medicine, really.
And studying food. So my mom has always been the most incredible cook. Like she would make all different cuisines when I grew up. Like it was always, our whole family was just about food. Like that's all that we would do, was celebrations, or I mean every day was something different. But I grew up on Indian cuisine, which is always filled with spices and so many things that I found out now are so healing for your body. And my parents didn't really use like so much medication growing up. We always just used to use old Indian like remedies that our grandparents taught us. And I became really interested in food from such a young age. It was first to do with like a health journey of losing weight, and then I realized I wanted to do it in a much more conscious way, so I just started teaching myself a lot about food. I then studied as a nutritionist and dietitian in London, realized that wasn't really the route I wanted to go, so then I started studying Ayurveda about 5 years ago. Right? Yeah, about 5 years ago in New York, under a really wonderful teacher called Divya. And then I just finished my course to become an Ayurvedic health counselor, which took about a year and a bit. So yeah, pretty much a lifetime thing. I just always love food. I was like, I love food. I need to find a way to be able to think and talk about it all the time. So let me do this.
That's amazing. It's amazing. Congratulations on
Thank
a certification.
How about you guys? How long have you guys been doing food for?
Oh man, I had my first, like similar to you, obviously like families and cooking food is huge in the household, but I had my first restaurant job when I was about 15.
Wow.
Started washing dishes and worked my way up through different restaurants and worked all around the world until we ended up
Amazing.
doing what we're doing now with Ghetto Gastro.
Where was that restaurant?
Well, the first restaurant that I worked at was in Connecticut, but then after Connecticut, I moved to Italy and I worked in Milano for Carlo Crocco, and then from there I moved to Barbados and opened a few spots down there, and then I ended up moving up to New York and meeting up with the guys and connecting. And
So yeah, we've been doing Ghetto Gastro for about 8 years.
Yeah.
My love for food probably started when I was about 6 or 7, when I became responsible for ordering all of the. I became like the dude that was responsible at the table for ordering for the table.
That's the
They used to
best
call me
job.
the food king. My mother says hi, Jay. I think she did your meditation yesterday.
Oh,
My mother just jumped on.
What's her name?
Harlem sweet and savory. So I get my food vibe from
Sending
my mom.
you so much love. Oh, thank
She was
you,
working, and her name is Denise. So she was working and going to school. So we used to go out and eat, and that's kind of. I remember this spot named First Wok. It was an older woman that I told her she was ordering the lemon chicken. I was like, I advise you to order the orange chicken because it's not as bitter and tart or acidic. And she tried it, and she was like, wow, that was so good. You're a remarkable boy. So like a lot of my confidence came from eating out and food.
Right.
Yeah, Don's mom gives me a lot of gems on the food, on the health and wellness tip too. So definitely shout out to his mom.
Yeah. So
Moms are the best.
So my mother's like trained, like she trained as a chef, like as a hobby and pastry. But me, I'm just like the type of dude, if I'm interested, I'm gonna just figure out how do I just make this? How do I like figure out the hustle? How do we create the life out of this, you know?
Yeah, that's amazing, man. I love that. That's beautiful. So great to hear. I love
Is that Mayoko's?
I love Neoco's.
Yeah,
It's good.
So good. It's the best vegan butter I have ever found. I could literally drink it melted. It's so good.
Yeah, I like all of their products as well. The butters, the
cream
cheeses.
Yes, the cream cheese, the mozzarella is
The
really
smoked
good too.
mozzarella is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Shameless
Amazing.
plug. Mayoko's.
Mayoko's.
Send it out.
Send a bag. Send a bag and send some butter to this crib. So
Yeah.
so how did you connect? Like, did you connect through a love for food? And Jay, we want to hear a little bit about your story too, because I know you have a super interesting story.
Yeah, no, we didn't connect through our love for food. I think I used to be one of those eat to live kind of guys. Like I'm just like, you know, like I could just roll with it. And I grew up with my mom's a great cook, and so I kind of took food for granted a little bit because I always had good food growing up. But oh god.
They wanna. Can you talk to us while you show her cooking a little bit? They want to see what's going on in the pot.
Oh yeah. Let's do it.
So
Yeah.
I'm just melting the butter, and then we're gonna add in all the spices. So while it melts, you can keep talking, and I'll tell you when to put it back on me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Perfect.
So yeah, we will put it on. You tell me when.
Yeah, I'll
you
tell
tell
you
me
when.
when. Yeah. No.
The audience is directing this content. They're like,
That's great. I love
Yeah.
that. That's the best. That's the way you want it. Yeah.
Do
That's.
you for me to go over there? That one?
Yeah, I'll bring that as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So we met through our love for meditation and spirituality. So we met through our temple community in London, where we both grew up. And so we used to go to the same temple, and that's a long story short, that's really how we connected. And so we found a similar value in both wanting to lead spiritual lives, wanting to be people who meditated and served and gave back to the community. And that's how we really connected. And then I discovered that she was an amazing cook, and I was like, wow, she meditates and she cooks.
perks.
Yeah, so it was like, you know.
And you were a monk once upon a time, right?
That's true, yeah. So I was a monk for 3 years, and it was a phenomenal journey in terms of personal reflection, personal awareness, and personal growth. And, you know, now I feel that journey was like me going to school so that I could come to the exam of real life, and that's what it always feels like. And so I feel like everything I learned as a monk really helps me in my life now. But I'd say I'm best placed now. Like I love being a monk, but I'm even happier now because I'm in the place that I feel I need to be. So it's interesting how life you evolve and you find where you truly want to be.
At what point did you know that, you know, you had finished that part of your journey and you were ready to move on from being a monk and then entering back into society?
I think I'm being called over to look at food.
Yeah.
Oh wait, she wants to show food, and then we'll come back to the story.
Yes. A brief commercial.
To be continued.
break.
To be continued.
Okay, so
That's
we're
our
going to be a
regular
good
scheduled programming.
food videographer. You've
Yeah,
never done
no.
this before. Okay, so we're putting in the spices. I've just heated up the butter so it's all melted in here. And now we are adding in a teaspoon of cumin. You can put it over the pot if you want. Oh, yeah, you've done it. Well
Now,
done.
do any of these spices have like any benefits besides flavor?
Oh yeah, like in Ayurveda, spices are actually the key ingredient for, like, they're the medicine of your food. Like every single day using spices in your food is actually what's going to help cleanse your gut. I mean, cumin is known to be tridoshic, which basically means it's great for all body types. It helps to nourish your tissues, but also helps cleanse all the toxins out of your body, and help balance out any imbalances that you have. Mustard seeds are a little bit more warming, which we're going to be using, which is great if it's like winter, but also if you need a little bit more warmth in your body, it also helps with toxin removal. And then fennel seeds are they have like more of a sweeter taste, but they, to be honest, every single spice has the ability to remove toxins in your body. And that's why it's so good to have them as part of your daily routine. Whenever you're cooking, like adding in spices is going to be something that works in the background to keep your immunity strong and just help remove any bad things in your body that are unwanted.
Those free radicals.
Amazing. I think this intel is so key right now, especially with everybody thinking about the daily practices that they and changes they can make to boost their immunity and things like that.
So what sort of do you use freshly cracked black pepper when you're using all the spices as well?
Yeah, black pepper is great. It really helps with the absorption, and that's the other thing about spices. They really help with the absorption of the food that you're eating. So it helps break down the food, so your body is able to extract the nutrients from it better. Which is great. I'm adding in some fresh ginger because we know we need ginger right now.
Yes, that's a fact.
Right.
And I use this thing called hing, which is called asafoetida, which is a replacement for onion and garlic. It's a powder. You can get it in a completely pure form, which I've got. It's like this yellow color, but it has this incredible smell. You can literally use like a 1/4 teaspoon and it gives this similar flavor to garlic and onion, kind of mixed, but that's what we use as an alternative, but it's also just a very, very medicinal herb.
And it doesn't have the aftertaste.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Like it doesn't have the...
So you don't have that.
So you don't have the hot breath.
What's the name of that spice one more time for the people?
It's called asafoetida. I've got actually this recipe on my page. I can send it to you guys so you can maybe link it and they can have a look.
That would be perfect.
You just uploaded a bunch of new recipes to the page.
I
too,
did,
right?
yeah. I have
Yes, make sure we go and check those out.
on there.
A lot of plant-based vibes for everybody at home.
So, besides meditation and cooking, what other self-care practices are you working on, to maintain clarity and sanity during these unsure times?
Yeah, we've been going on a hike every morning, so waking up a bit earlier, getting out there before anyone's really out there, and I just think getting out into the fresh air. And it's like I was one of those people, when I met her, I didn't love exercising. Like I never loved the gym. I just loved playing sport. And so when I couldn't play as much sport here, because now I can't find 22 guys to play a game of soccer with in LA, I was like, okay, well, we need to, I need to do something active. And so us going on a hike together every morning and getting a run in and just being active, or
home workouts sometimes.
Yeah, home workouts. Like I think for me, just moving my body and being in fresh air just really makes a big difference. So that's been a huge one for both of us, I think. The other one, I think, and this sounds like a, it may not sound like a...
I'm adding in fresh curry leaves for everyone else.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Major key.
Big key.
Yeah, so I think this may not sound like a habit or a practice, but I do feel like creating different energy spaces in your home is really important. So because we're all indoors, and whether you have a big home or a small apartment, you can make little corners, like a corner for meditation, a corner for a workout, a corner for entertainment, a corner for this. Like, it's so important to not feel like you're sitting in the same place the whole time, because that can just feel like you're in a jail, right? You feel in prison. And so I feel like even if you can put like a little few plants in the corner, or you can change a few of the items in an area, or take a painting or a piece of art that inspires you, that you see every morning, like whatever you can do to change your space. Lighting candles works really well. Playing music in the background in different environments. These are all good things for your mental health, so that you don't feel stuck in the same position.
Absolutely. You got to keep it moving.
Thank you for those insights.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Exactly.
it.
Yeah. We don't want to feel lethargic sitting in the same spot all day. So
Exactly.
get up, stretch. Make sure you're getting all your nutrients in. Drink a juice, eat some plant-based stuff, and
I think breathwork has been something I've been really doing since all of this has started a lot more. I'm in the practice of doing it, but I feel like I've been doing a lot more every time I feel anxious, or I feel like there is sometimes I get a lot of tight chest when I'm anxious, and before I didn't realize like what that was. Until I started doing breathwork, and I was like, oh, it's my body reacting to my anxiety. And so I've just got into this practice. Every time I feel my mind's running or racing, or I'm getting worried about anything, I sit down and I practice really simple breath work. And I find that that's completely changed my life and completely changed the way that I end up feeling. It doesn't carry on for the rest of the day. I end up getting rid of it at that point, which has been really useful for me. And also there's lots of different breath works to help with, let's say you can't exercise or you don't feel like exercising, you can do breath works to really energize your body as well. So the way that you use your breath can be so it can relax you, but it can also energize you. And that's what's really beautiful about your breath. You can kind of direct your body through it.
Yeah, we learned a little bit about breathing from Wim Hof did a little workshop at a summit that we were at a few years ago, and really learned a little bit about how important breathing is. You know, I don't know if everybody pays attention to it, but like it's really something that's important, probably overlooked in our daily practices.
Mm-hmm. What else have I been doing? Another really great Ayurvedic ritual that's recommended to help with nerves and just generally a good practice is called Abhyanga, which is self-body massage. It's meant to help, depending on what oils you use, it really helps, one, cut your nervous system. You know, your skin is the largest organ of your body, and it's so thin that everything that you put on it can actually get absorbed into your body. And so using medicated oils, or even just, I mean, whatever oils you have in the house, and really taking the time to, like doing a full body massage every morning is meant to be incredible for immunity, but also for your nervous system. So it really helps ground and nourish all your tissues. Which is great for your mind and just relaxing.
Game. That's game right there. I hope everybody's paying attention to all these gems that you guys about, because this is super important, and I don't think enough of this is shared as well. You know what I mean?
Say that again.
This is I don't think enough of this information is shared, and it's really good for the self-care.
You're so right. Like I think we limit self-care to just being like, oh, I need to go to a spa or have a bath or something like that. And those are beautiful things, and we should all do more of those. But there are some quick, easy things that we can do for free from anywhere we are, you know. And I think that's the most important stuff right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, getting creative, and you know, trying some new things out that, you know, that we might not have tried in the past. And you know, it really does do wonders for your body if you know, practice implementing things like this into your daily.
Absolutely. And now's a great time, right? Like usually we always felt we didn't have time. I think now we've got a bit more time, so it's a good time to get started on new habits that will stay with us even afterwards.
No time like the present.
At the beginning, when this all started, we also were it was kind of felt like a holiday where everyone, we were like, okay, we can stay, we can watch movies and just hang out, and you know, it felt like a time to use in that kind of way. But then as soon as a couple of days of that were done, we were like, okay, we need to get into a really good routine of figuring out exactly what we want to do during the day. And so we literally sleep by 10 every single day. And that's another thing I was really looking into, sleep linked to Ayurveda. And I know in modern medicine, it talks about it as well. Sleep and immunity are so
connected.
They're so connected, yeah. And so, you know, sleep is when your body removes all the toxins. Sleep is when your body gets to rejuvenate and replenish everything, the one time that it gets to actually shut down. And so it's actually really important to get good sleep. And in Ayurveda, so sleeping before 10 is actually the most nourishing time. And I know, I'm sure it's the same in Western medicine, but it's really the best time to nourish and replenish your body. And one of the main things actually that stops people from doing that, sometimes it's their mind, which I really recommend writing things down before you go to sleep if you've got something racing through your mind. But the other thing is having really heavy meals at night, because your you wake up feeling like you haven't even slept, because your body's been working so hard to digest that food, that it's not actually being able to put the energy, or like not use energy to be able to nourish and replenish during the night. So having something lighter to eat at night is actually really key to getting really, really good nourishing sleep.
So stop force feeding and eating and falling asleep on the couch.
Yeah.
Guys, you know what I'm saying?
And what time do you eat your last meal, and what time do you eat your first meal?
Say that again, bro. Sorry, because the pressure cooker's on in the background, so I'm like,
take us over to the pressure cooker.
Take it to the pressure cooker.
I'm just gonna add the veggies into the lentil mix.
We're dropping our own pressure cooker soon, so we definitely gonna send y'all one when
no
it's ready.
way!
That's so cool.
Awesome.
Late this year, like it'll be in the fall, or it'll be in the fall.
In the fall.
Oh, awesome! I'm excited.
Yeah, we're gonna send y'all the whole. We just turned off commenting so we can see what's going on over there a little bit.
Give me 2 seconds.
I'll be here, so you can hear the back.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, it's cool. I think John was asking you what time you guys eat your first meal and what time you eat your last meal.
I usually eat breakfast at 9 a.m. every day, and she wakes up around 5 a.m. every day.
And I eat my first meal, or have my first dish at about 11 because I do more of like an intermittent fasting thing.
Intermittent.
My body reacts best. We have very different body types. He's a fiery body type, so he really needs to eat regularly. He needs milk.
On time. I need to eat on time.
I'm more like water and earth, which basically means that I need less quantity and I can fast for longer periods and it's better for my digestion. So I usually have stewed apples in the morning with like lots of spices, and that's usually after I've exercised in the morning at like 11 a.m. He eats at, he's like a clockwork person. He'll eat at like
9 a.m. I eat my breakfast, overnight oats with turmeric and sometimes stewed apples, chia seeds, and so that's my breakfast. And then I have lunch at around 12 noon, and then we eat dinner at around 6 p.m. That's usually my schedule. Yeah, I prefer eating on time every day. I also feel like your body develops like a rhythm and a routine, and when you're working like all of us do, it's like I don't want to feel more tired at 4 p.m. every day. I want to know how I'm going to feel so I can be more productive. And so I find that eating at the same time every day and eating the same thing for breakfast and lunch every day or similar things allows me to keep productive and effective, rather than one day I eat a lot for lunch and one day I eat late and then you don't get any work done. You don't feel as efficient. So for me, that's really important.
Should there be a chocolate?
Oh yeah, let me show you something. So I used to love milk chocolate growing up, and then when we became plant-based, I don't eat milk chocolate anymore. So I told my wife, I was like, we need to find an alternative. And also I was trying to cut out sugar. So we discovered, well, she discovered, because she knew that I was going to keep eating
she's the chosen one. She's the chosen one.
We discovered these, we don't work with these brands, so I'm not doing a brand promo, but we found this chocolate called monk fruit. It's plant-based chocolate. It's stone ground, vegan, dairy-free, gluten-free, and zero sugar. And it's the closest thing I've found that tastes like real chocolate. So I eat that quite a lot every day as well.
Okay.
And Roddy, what's your guilty pleasure?
Mine? What do I like eating that's my
Pizza.
guilty pleasure? I love pizza. I love carbs. Like if I could, I'm like the worst body type to eat carbs because it's like because of my constitution. But I just love carbs, or like what's my sweet pleasure? Ice cream. I like ice cream.
Yeah, ice cream. Yeah.
Cake.
Basically,
Cake, ice cream, everything really.
Everything.
So this is half cooked now. The lentils, rice, and quinoa. Now I'm gonna add in all the veggies. And then I'm going to put it back to cook for another like 5 to 10 minutes, and then it will be ready to roll. And then we'll add in the spice mix at the end.
Lovely. So what you doing by using the pressure cooker just speeds up the cooking time on the vegetables?
Yeah, I usually do it in a pan just because I just like the process of like being there with the food. But if you're in a rush, I thought if we're doing this within like half an hour, this will probably be a lot faster. It actually says it's a really beautiful practice in Ayurveda. We can go back over there while I'm talking. It's actually a really beautiful practice in Ayurveda. It's one of the biggest things in mindful, conscious eating and cooking. And so it's really wonderful because you get to. It's all about being present with the food. Oh, thank you. It's all about being present with the food while you're cooking it. And so let's say you're using a pressure cooker, which is great if you don't have the time. But if you have the time, like while you're stirring it, it talks about how the consciousness with which you cook and the love that you put into it is actually digested and received by the person eating it. And so it's all about like putting in whatever intention you want, whether it's nourishing that person to go on and do whatever they do in the world that's going to benefit other people, but really putting intention into the practice of cooking. It's just another way to be present during the day, but cooking and eating are things that we do like every single day. And so really trying to bring something conscious like into that practice it's a really beautiful thing. I've been doing it for about 6-7 years now, and it's been such a wonderful practice.
Really getting out what you put in.
I really agree with that, because it's like sometimes when you go to places where like say for instance you go to a restaurant and the chef is like, if like in our profession, like it's like we'll know each other. It'll be like a fraternal kind of bond between chefs and people in the food industry, and they're like, no, let me cook for you. Like, that's usually better than ordering off the menu, right? Because you can taste the love and the energy.
Definitely. That's exactly why we love our mum's food, because mum's food is like cooked with so much love and like devotion to the people who are eating it. And so that, and then just saying a prayer of gratitude. And I always say like it can be a gratitude to God, but it can also be a gratitude process before you eat, from like the farmers who've cooked it to the person who has been at the grocery store that gave you the vegetables, like that whole line going all the way back to nature and God, like it can be such a mindful thing that you can actually do.
Absolutely. You got to give thanks. You got to know where your food came from, and also, sometimes you have to slow down when it comes to like actually eating food too. So like, spending the day, a lot of us have time at home right now, so like we can actually take the time to cook. You can taste the food as it goes. You can adjust the seasoning, and then when we're eating, slow it down a little bit. We don't need to wolf everything down in one quick bite. You can take your time.
Definitely.
And enjoy and really enjoy the food, because like you put all the time into it. You don't want to just see it disappear. And like
we always remind each other of that, because I feel like we're always on to the next thing after meals, where this is the first time you can kind of take a little bit more time to do that practice. And that also, I always say, that makes such a big difference to your digestion as well. If you're able to eat slowly, it really allows your digestive juices to digest what you're eating slowly, rather than like literally shoving everything in, and then your body's having to work so much harder.
Aren't you supposed to chew your food like a certain amount of times?
Chew it.
Yeah.
16 to 32.
16 to 32 chews.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever done that in my life.
I used to do it at one point, and I'm like, I used to develop this bad habit of eating quickly, and yeah, this is such a great time to just genuinely try and slow down and take your time. And the best way is if you're eating with your hands, put your piece of food down. Like if you're holding a wrap, put the wrap down. If you're holding a knife and fork, put them down. Like, put them down, pick them up. Whereas when we're eating, we usually just keep the wrap in our hand and we're just holding it like this. And so you're obviously constantly going to keep eating. So I think that's one way that really, really helps. And another way that helps to just slow down what we eat is remembering that we eat a lot more when we eat quickly.
Oh yeah.
And so actually you end up being overfull, or you end up making yourself sick when you didn't need to eat that much. And so I find like she's like that with me. Like I'll finish like a really good dessert, and then I'll be like, oh, I really want more. And she's like, do you really? She goes, take 3 minutes, and then let me know. And then in 3 minutes I'll be like, oh, actually I don't want any more. And I could have just eaten like 500 more calories or whatever it was. So
I'm the same way. I'm like, I body food. It's like if it's in front of me, it's going down.
It's not his. It's not his. It's like it's like.
It's such a fine line between being like satisfied and then being overfull, and that can go from like 2 extra bites, and you're like, oh, I feel horrible, compared to like, oh, this felt really good.
Overindulgence.
That's very true.
We're nearly done.
So now that you have this time, are you going to be like developing a lot more recipes? And
yeah, I feel like I've been so much more productive during this time than before. Like I feel like I've got so much more done. And yeah, every day I used to find it really overwhelming, thinking that it was such a big deal, like me filming and creating recipes. And now I'm like, oh, it can actually just be really simple. And so every day, whatever I make, I'm like writing down the recipe. If I get a picture of it, then that's great, and I'll upload that. But it just feels like a lot less pressure for some reason. I'm feeling that at the moment. I'm just like, oh, I can experiment, test things out. And I have been doing, pretty much every day I've been creating something and getting the recipe down for it, which has been nice.
That's very good.
Amazing.
I commend you on that.
Thank you.
Because recipes are a lot more difficult to put together, and like for them to be standardized and easy for other people to follow and stuff. So it does take a lot of work. Yeah, it takes a lot of work.
No, it's fun. It's fun doing it. How about you guys? Are you guys trying anything new? You're cooking for so many people every day, aren't you?
Yeah, well, it's not every day, but it's a few times a week. The team here at Palm Heights, we're in the Caymans right now. The team here at Palm Heights, they're doing a lot of food for Meals on Wheels and providing meals for families who aren't able to get meals.
You guys are the best. That's incredible.
So essential workers, senior citizens.
To serve other people, which is such a nice mentality.
Yeah, that's special, man.
Well, for us, it's like we wanted to be very aware, like that we're here. We're blessed to be able to be here, and like wherever we are, we want to be of service. And we're still kind of we're working on this week with feeding some emergency workers back home in the Bronx, and just trying to be of service during these times, because we have to recognize our privilege and just try to help others.
Also staying busy doing stuff like this, gastronomical cribs. This
is great. I love this, man. This is such a cool idea. I absolutely love it. And I was saying to you guys the other day, and anyone who's watching or listening right now, check out Ghetto Gastro's TED Talk as well. It was just unbelievable. So, I think that's, you guys do so much incredible work, and the work that you're doing, like the fact that you're choosing to serve right now when you could just be stuck in the Cayman Islands, and you're choosing to serve and not be stuck. I think that's amazing. I love this. You know, you guys had like Tony Hawk on as well, which is just hilarious. It's so amazing. So I just feel like, yeah, what you guys are doing is great, and I love this format. It's so cool to like cook lunch. This is going to be our lunch. We're going to eat this straight out.
Yes.
So it's so cool.
Make sure y'all take a portrait mode picture in good natural light before you.
Yeah.
Keep Jay away from that plate. Keep Jay.
Yeah. That's the worst. You know what? This was the thing. That's the worst thing about being married to a chef, recipe developer, food person is every time I'm about to eat, it's like, no, I need to get the perfect picture.
Just wait.
I'm hungry. But no.
You gotta call Jay after you take the picture.
Yeah. Now I ask. Now she's like, lunch is ready. I'm like, has the picture been taken?
Are you like a impatient eater? Do you walk around the kitchen and like taste test and like see what's going on and like got your hands and everything?
Which one?
No, you, Jay.
No, I'm not like that. I'm a very so it's like she's amazing at it. Like I get to eat on time, which is so important for my body and my health. And so I won't be an impatient eater. I'll wait till the time is ready, and then she'll call me, and then I'll eat. So.
But he is like a hungry. Like if he doesn't get his meal on time, you know, he doesn't get angry, but you can tell it's like really affecting his.
It affects my body big time. Yeah, it's a big thing.
You get short, and with all your responses, like
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Exactly it.
Yes, one word answer. Well, thank y'all for bringing us into your home and sharing these methods and the knowledge on meditation, Ayurveda, and everything. We're really appreciative and.
Of course, man. We're really grateful. I'm really grateful. I can't wait to finally meet you guys. And so
yes, in person. It's going to be once we're done with quarantine. And P plays soccer, so he'll get on the field with you.
Let's get it.
Oh, I'd love that.
Who's your team?
Manchester United.
Oh my God!
Really?
To the day I die, man. Baby, let's go. I bleed red.
Yeah.
All
Do you play FIFA?
I do, but I don't have FIFA down here.
Okay, that's been another good practice during this time. I've been playing a lot of FIFA. I bought NBA 2K the other day. I've been playing a bit of NBA 2K. So,
yeah, I mean, you gotta occupy yourself, man. Gotta fill the gaps. It's good to have some fun time as well.
You have to like laughing is so important. Like watching good comedy and like we've been watching a few comedy movies at night. We've been trying, whatever it is, anything that makes you happy. And so. Yeah, I love playing FIFA and I love playing NBA 2K. So that's like my non-meditation time fun.
That's your non-meditation.
Exactly.
What have you been watching? What's been on the Netflix and chill vibe?
You know what? My wife's been watching a lot of TV shows, like the morning show. You've been watching. You love that. What else have you been watching that you love? I'm a movie guy, so I'm mainly in movies. We just saw a movie the other day called Saving Mr. Banks. I don't know if you've seen it. It's a good family movie.
Mr. Banks, is that with Tom Hanks?
Yeah, with Tom Hanks. Yeah,
yes.
I've never seen it, and I found it, and I was like, okay, I need to watch this. It's brilliant. It's such a good movie. It's like a good home family fun kind of movie, So recommend that for sure. What have you guys been watching? Any recommendations?
Ozark.
Ozark is the big one. I don't know.
Dave on FX.
Okay, Dave's good.
Dave is hilarious.
Yeah, Dave's good.
Black Monday on Showtime. I'm a TV dude. Like,
John, I haven't seen John and Dave's.
TV. Like, when life is normal, like TV is like I work all week and I just look forward to Sunday to
watching
just
shows like Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Or like if I'm on a crazy travel stint for like months, like the best reward is when I get to catch up on all of the shows that I've missed. And
I love that.
So,
I'm watching this cooking show actually called The Final Plate. I think it's called The Final Plate on Netflix.
Have you seen The Final Plate, Bobby? No. Oh, cooking show. What channel is that one?
It's on Netflix.
Oh, it's on Netflix.
It's honestly, I don't really watch many. I don't watch many cooking shows, but like, I'm kind of like lost and like taken by the amount of production that they put into this. It's like they have groups of chefs and they're like going in on like, it's like almost like Top Chef meets Chopped meets Iron Chef Kitchen.
Wow.
It's like, it's pretty crazy the stuff that they're throwing at people, but it's interesting to see the
That's amazing.
stuff that people come up with just off the drop of a dime. It's like making food like that in an hour.
That's awesome, man.
It's not easy. Yeah, it's interesting. It's super interesting.
I gotta check it out.
I love it. Awesome, guys.
Before we leave,
Say it again.
I was gonna say before we leave y'all, we gotta get y'all to do the gastronomical crib sign off.
Oh, tell us what it is.
It's just you just introduce yourself and say we were on gastronomical cribs.
Okay, let's do it. Let me take it up to Radhi. You gotta say, hey, I'm Jay. Hey, I'm
Do it
Radhi.
the other way.
And we were on gastronomical cribs.
Okay.
Is the food almost ready?
Yes.
All right, you know, we'll just hang out. We'll hang out.
Oh,
till
okay,
it's
yeah,
done.
cool, yeah.
Hang out.
It'll be 2 minutes.
She's
We're not
here
even
right now.
running.
I don't have anywhere to go.
Silently get the pressure cooker.
So how the vegetables looking in the pressure cooker right now?
Pardon?
I said the vegetables, are they finished cooking in the
Yeah,
pressure
they're
cooker?
done. I was just trying to quietly. Oh, there you go. Ooh.
Release the
Okay.
We'll
pressure.
get that steam.
Y'all.
Yes. Okay. Now let's add we'll add the spices in.
Okay, so those are the spices that you had toasting in the Mayokos butter,
Yeah,
right?
I added in some turmeric.
So that looks good.
Hold on. We'll mix it in.
This is what the people want right here.
That wrist action right there.
Yeah.
I can almost smell it. I can smell it through the camera.
Yeah, I'm like, the steam is
And then you
rising.
can-
I'm like,
You can
Oh,
add
man,
in
the
some fresh
consistency looks
coriander. But yeah, this is
fantastic.
basically it. It's just a really great one-pot nourishing meal. And you can add like garam masala in if you want a little bit more masala flavor. But it's just really nice with the simple spices. And then I sometimes put chutneys on top. I have like a cilantro chutney that I've got on my website, or just like vegan yogurt or normal yogurt.
tell the people what your website is.
My website is radhijavlukia.co, not com. Yeah.
.co.
.co. Just so you know. All right,
Yeah, I'll
best.
take out for this.
Well, yeah, thank you y'all for having us.
Yeah, thanks so
Thank
much, guys.
you.
This was a lot of fun. And yeah, I do look forward to
Well, I feel like this is going to be a fan favorite, so we might have to do another one.
For sure, man. This was so much fun. I loved it. This was great. Radhi just putting in the plate for everyone to
Maybe
see
on the
it
next one.
actually
Maybe on the next one, I'll cook.
Yeah.
Oh man, that looks fantastic. That's
Yes.
a proper portion right there too.
Yeah.
I love it. There we go. So, my name's Jay.
Should we do the other way? So
Oh, you want to do it the other way? Okay.
Okay, go on.
She wants the good lighting.
Yeah.
My name's Jay,
And my name's Radhi.
and we were on
Oh,
Gastronomical Cribs.
why not get a gastro? I thought.
No, because the show's called Gastronomical Cribs.
Oh, okay, fine, sorry.
Okay.
Retake.
Well, you can stay with Ghetto Gastro at the end.
Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
okay.
Gastro.
Keep it
Let me
spicy.
do that, but I'll take with ghetto gastro.
Okay,
go.
perfect. Okay. My name's Jay,
My name's Radhi
and we were on Gastronomical Cribs.
with ghetto gastro.
Woo!
Yes, it's love.
I love
Thank
it.
you,
Love
thank
guys,
you.
man.
Appreciate
Peace and
it.
love,
Take
y'all.
care.
Love.
Take care, guys. Thank you
So
for
nice
this.
to see